Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Jase. I'm one of the ASFX coaches for the ASFX investment group. And today, we're going to be talking about the stock market. Are we right now in the bear market? I've taken a couple of trades these last couple of days since our last video, and I want to discuss with you guys my trades that I took, as well as the overall market bias right now on indices and what I think we could be doing next. Alright guys, so looking at the Nasdaq right now on the 1 daily chart. So if you guys remember on our last video, we talked about the 1821 EMA shifting toward the downshift. So as we can see here, 1821 EMA is crossed and it went all the way down. So today we saw that the market was really bullish. So as you can see here, we are literally bouncing away from the 50 EMA, and with this big kind of like 2 or 3 candle formation, this bullish candle right over here, looks like we're going to be closing above the 21 EMA. So that's a really bullish signal. Even though the 1821 EMA is crossed for the downshift, which hasn't happened since back in March or February, whenever the 1821 EMA is crossed, we're not seeing that momentum. So, could this be a pullback? I have no idea. Like I said, again, I'm taking it day by day. I'm taking it by candle in the daily chart. So I'm not going to try to predict anything thinking that, we're going to see this massive crash or whatever. I'm just looking at the technicals of the chart. So right over here, we could see that the daily candle could close above the 21 EMA, which means that we could have a continuation of that momentum tomorrow. So now looking at the 15-minute chart. So this was Monday. So as you can see here, price action was being kind of bullish right now, and the TDI as well as the liquid 50 was up in the buy zone. So bullish day for yesterday. And then today we could just see this massive, just liquid 50 is just going parabolic, and we could see that price action is just basically making higher lows, making higher highs, and it's just respecting the 8 EMA. So putting the drawings on, I took a trade today on the Nasdaq. So I took a trade off the 8 EMA. So if we go to the 1 minute, we go all the way down here, we can see that price action was making bullish divergence from right over here. And then so I took it off once we broke through the 50, and we broke through the 50 with a lot of momentum. So I took this trade. I was almost up at 1R, but I locked myself at break even, so I couldn't lose on it, and I got stopped out at break even. So could have closed 1R on it. It was so close to do that, but I wasn't able to. It was 0.96R, so just like 0.4 away from 1R. So I took my second trade kind of like a momentum trade as we bounce off the liquid 50. Like as you can see here, we bounce off that liquid 50, which is a kind of a momentum signal for me. And then as well as it bounced 50, came all the way up, bounced off 50 again, and so I closed 1R out of it. So I made about 0.30% on it, just because I risked about 0.50% on this trade. Always the re-entry for me, if I don't see extra confirmations, is always going to be way less. So for the first entry, I risked about 1.2%, and I was up about 1.2% here. I wasn't able to capitalize fully on that move, but I did capitalize on this move, so I was up 0.30% for the day. It just stopped me out with this big pin right over here, as you can see. And then basically like the bullish run just kept coming up and just started making higher lows and higher highs all the way up before the market opened. So that was today's trade for me. And so on yesterday's trade, I kind of had a similar situation as well. So a short entry off the 200 EMA. And then so for right over here, once we saw that it came all the way down to the 50 EMA, I was looking for a long space on the liquid 50. So this is on the 1 minute for that trade. So as you can see here, bullish divergence, price action is falling, and the RSI is rising. And then as well as we saw that it broke through the 50, retested the 50, made a higher low, which was right over here, broke the 50 again with some momentum, and as well as that breakout, as you can see here with this wedge. So we broke out with the liquid 50 being in the buy zone, as well as the 15-minute RSI through TL as like an extra layer of confirmation. And so it went all the way up to around 2.6R. So I made about, I believe 1.4% on this trade. So it was a really good trade, not a massive runner, but still took advantage of the momentum and made about 1.4% on it. So if you guys remember on Friday's trade, I was taking this short. I really like the short bias, especially as it was off the 200 EMA. So with this trade, basically it went all the way up to 14R. Whenever we closed on the market, we had a bullish run, and then on the market open on Sunday, we basically had a bullish run, as you can see here. So for me, I was looking for shorts on Monday. I wasn't going to keep that bias just because I really want to short Nasdaq. I was still going to be smart about it. I was still going to see where the momentum is, and if the momentum is long bias, then I'm going to trade it toward it. So I'm more of a momentum trader whenever it comes to the Nasdaq, because I just want to be trading with the momentum and with the direction. So as you can see here, it was kind of a bullish run. Yeah, we had a kind of like an entry over here off the 1 hour 800 EMA, and as well as this significant level right over here, came all the way down, and this entry made about 2.6R, but I didn't take this entry just because I was done for the day. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We could see that we're having a bullish run the last couple of days. So we already broke through the 50-minute 800 EMA, so it makes sense that this could continue on going bullish. I don't see it ever slowing down, and especially like right over here, we just broke through the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, and that could be a bullish signal because the 50 EMA is a directional bias for us. So it breaks through the 50 and we can expect it to go all the way up toward the high. And as well as we have some bullish divergence on the 4 hour. So as price action is falling from right over here, we see the RSI is rising, so that's bullish divergence. So especially with the break of the 50, that's kind of like a D2 entry for us where it can continue higher. So we'll have to see what happens in the next couple of days with NASDAQ and with stocks. But for me, even though the 8 and 21 EMA is crossed, we can see that the 8 EMA is already trying to cross over. As you can see, it's like trying to hook up. And so I'm not really sure what we're going to expect. We could maybe expect a rejection off the 21 EMA, and then tomorrow we could have it continue lower, or a rejection off a significant level on the 4 hour. And we can expect it to come lower. But for me, since I'm seeing a lot of momentum toward the upside, I could expect it to continue going higher. And this could be most likely just a pullback and, not a continuation of that bear market. But again, you cannot discard the 8 and 21 EMA cross because that is a significant kind of a technical. The last time that the 8 and 21 EMAs crossed was whenever the coronavirus was happening. So you cannot disregard that. And I'm definitely not going to disregard that as well. But for me, as a momentum trader, I'm just following the momentum. So if tomorrow liquid 50 is bullish and we're seeing a lot of momentum toward our side, then hey, I'm going to continue taking it long and taking advantage of the swing. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions or anything at all, please leave a like, please comment below, direct message me on Instagram, as well as here in ASFX. We're hosting one of our big webinars up to date. So it's going to be a really big webinar where Austin's going to be discussing various markets, and it's going to be a lot of insight, a lot of knowledge for all of you guys. So if you guys are interested, just direct message me on Instagram saying that you're interested, and it'll literally take like a quick second. I can give you a link for you guys to sign up. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Saying that it feels right.